with regards to the judgment. Oh, we can now hold council chairman accountable. Oh, so it means they were not holding them accountable before. Now the council chairman would have no excuse to develop the rural areas. Does that mean that they were not developing it before? Because none of the council chairmen, at least in Rivers State, under the past administration for 8 years, ever complained of their monies being held, which would mean that they got all the autonomy financially, because then the former governor, Nyesom Wike, even said at the forum, I think it was a commissioning, that we don't need that yet because all their monies go to them. So technically, it means that, or it meant that people could have still been able to hold their council chairman accountable because they were still receiving all their monies as they ought to. That aside, now, the immediate past council chairmen, some of them have said, well, our monies were withheld by the state government for a couple of months. The state government had said we did not withhold anybody's money. Everybody's monies were paid. And the question I asked was, if the monies were held, how did workers get their salary? Well, all of these conversations and back and forth, many have said this judgment now puts it to rest. Quickly, help me welcome Philip Okparaji, lawyer. He's a lawyer and a former council chairman as well. Sir, you're welcome.
Good morning.
And good morning.
Good morning, and good morning to the people of Rivers State.
Let us start with the obvious. The local government's financial, political autonomy, however you want to put it. With the judgment yesterday, are we expecting improvement in development in the local government areas across the country, not just in Rivers State, even though we're in Rivers State, yes, but across the country?
Well, I think it's very, very obvious. We are expecting more development across the 774 local governments across the 36 states. But let me say it, the judgment yesterday have thrown on a national debate, in the sense that by that judgment, there are a lot of implications. But the judgment is very, very historic, a landmark judgment that the Supreme Court, in accordance with Section 7, that a democratically elected local government is very, very sacrosanct. And by that judgment have clearly said local governments now have financial and political autonomy. But there are certain issues involved in that judgment that Supreme Court, we need to be clarified. Now again, the Supreme Court as of yesterday said refusal of state government to conduct local government election when due is unlawful. That joint account with local government is unconstitutional. That local government are to receive their fund directly from the federation account.
I think we refers to the jack, if that's what you're saying.
Yeah, because when the Supreme Court said
they said it's not mandatory.
When the Supreme
Court,
but
it's not mandatory to say we must pay it through the state government. It's optional.
No, they said the joint account allocation is unconstitutional, because the money come through, then you call for jack meeting where the local government chairman and head of local government, commissioner for local government will meet and look at what have come. But the Supreme Court yesterday said it's unconstitutional. But let me tell you, as we speak now, we have 20 states that have CTC caretaker chairman running the council. As of yesterday, we have one state in Southwest appointing 17 and 37 for the local government development authority as of yesterday, when the Supreme Court was delivering judgment. Now, as of yesterday, the governor have not met. By the statement of the governor of Anambra State, who is the deputy chairman of Governors Forum, said the governor will meet very soon. As of yesterday, the former governor of Delta State, James Ibori, have reacted to the judgment. We have seen people reacting. But to me, I think with that judgment, it will engender more development, more integration, more strengthening democratic structure and more national development. Because by that judgment, you're going to have directly the effective governance at the local government level.
Let me pause, because everyone keeps saying effective governance. You were a council chairman. Are you saying that you did not govern effectively because this judgment had not come then?
No, we in Rivers State, it's quite different. It's quite obvious.
Were you getting your money or not?
I was getting my money. Let me say it.
Wouldn't that then reflect in the development that we would see in the councils? So why is it that it is now that everybody thinks council chairman can work, when before now they've also been receiving the monies?
We work. There are development. There are projects we carried on.
Would you then look at the development we have across the councils and say that it is equivalent to the monies that they were getting?
Well, to a large extent.
How so?
To a large extent. When I was there, whatever we get, we pay salary, and whatever remains is for project execution. That is what we do. But we are getting our money directly in Rivers State. Now, there are certain aspects of, for example, we know that the payment of traditional rulers, the payment of primary healthcare workers at the local government level, the payment of primary school teachers, these were burdens before on the local government council. And an administration in Rivers State took over the responsibility. Then at the end of the month, whatever is entitled to your local government, you submit it to the state for the payment of traditional rulers, for the payment of primary healthcare workers and primary school teachers.
So it meant that the council chairman were not paying those sets of people. It means you were saving extra money.
No! What we were doing...
I need us to understand what you're saying.
What we were doing... what I'm saying is that the payment of traditional rulers...
was the duty of council chairman.
Was the duty, but what we always do, the state government took part of the responsibility.
That means the council would be saving money.
Why not saving? Because we still paid our own entitlement to the state government. We get our check, we get our money, and said, okay, for example, 5%. We send our 5%.
What is the 5% for?
The 5% is for the traditional ruler payment. We send our
okay, you pay that money to the state government. Why not pay the traditional rulers directly?
No, because there is a uniform system where the traditional ruler get their money, where the primary workers get their money, where the primary school teachers get their money. So it is our own responsibility to submit that whatever money, entitlement due to each local government to the state government, so that there will be a structured payment without you hearing this one is complaining, this local government will be complaining. That was what we were doing. So we didn't have any problem.
All right. So get it clear in River State, as of from when you were chairman, caretaker chairman. Okay, we'll come to when you were caretaker chairman, but let's start when you were chairman. Your monies were coming to you directly. So technically, even regardless of this judgment coming now, you have had financial autonomy.
We didn't have any problem in River State.
So it still brings us to this. Why then now we are hearing people say it is now we can hold our council chairman accountable? That's what I need us to understand. If the monies have been going to council chairman as it should go, which is what this judgment is supposed to do for them. So it will mean that in states where the state government perhaps had not been giving the local government that financial autonomy and they've been having financial issues.
Could not be in River State.
Yeah, exactly. It could not be in River. I'm saying in those states, it will be ideal to now say we are holding the council chairman accountable now because there's a law enforcing that this money goes to them. Or there's a judgment rather enforcing that these monies go to them. But we are saying here in River State, one of the major positives for this, many have said, is that, well, we will now see improved development in the councils because the council chairmen have access to their monies. But from the revelations you are making, the council chairmen have always had
access to their money.
So why have we not seen the kind of development that people are saying we should see now? That's my point.
Well, I think this is due to individual perception. But when I was there, when the money comes, when we receive the money, we pay salary, we pay for whatever. Now, whatever remains is for project execution. And I can say it every month. We have project. We buy transformers for communities. We embark on projects. So whatever remains.
What kind of projects are council chairmen supposed to embark on? What magnitude of projects? Because we barely hear council chairmen talk about roads. Barely.
Well,
It's mostly markets, another markets, town halls,
because
transformers,
because
skill acquisition.
because this fall
Hold
under
on, I'm coming. You just took out one, maybe water project, build water, pipe-borne water project, and secretariat building.
Fine.
Those are the. But then the monies that come, give us an insight. Okay, give us an insight. What is the minimum that a council gets a month?
I may not say
From your time, I'm not saying now.
From my time, yes. In a month, we have something like 110 million, 105 million. Then we pay salary. Our wage bill was almost 80 million
a month.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
And that was between what year and what year?
That was 2000 from 2020 to 2021.
Okay.
When our money increased.
So we would say
now
COVID might have also affected that
now
period.
Let me come again.
There must be now there would have been an increase.
The clearing of refuse in my local government is the responsibility of the local government.
Yes.
I take care.
Yes.
So we bring in vendors who clear and we pay.
And just so we are clear, this for LML local government council.
Yes, that's what I can say. Because the state government, as of then, said we should take direct responsibility of evacuating waste in our local government. So, but for now, I don't know what they are receiving. But whatever remains, we're able to do what? Carry out some project and see empowerment of our people.
Because
if you look at the function of local government, like you're saying, you can see all what we're doing.
Roads are included.
We're within the purview of the functions of the local government.
Yeah, roads are included, but
road there is capital intensive. So where will you get the money from?
If you are receiving 150 million, let's assume a month, in a year, that will be amounting to how much?
If you are receiving,
okay, let's say after paying salaries and all, what is the estimate that would be left? Give us any random figure.
No, the estimate that will be left will be either 1 million, and
1 million
in the account of the council
after paying salaries and all.
After paying salary, evacuation or refuse, then you look at the contractor that you need to settle.
1 million will be left.
Well, then it will be in this. I'm just giving what will likely remain. At least some month will have more than that. Some month will have less than that. But it will be in the coffer of the council.
Okay.
So
with 1 million left every month.
Not every month. I say some month could be more than that. Some month could be below that.
No, we're asking this so we understand the mechanisms of what happens at the various councils.
Yes.
And then have an idea of why we think it is now that development will come when they have always had access to the money.
I don't know.
Over time.
You are.
I don't know.
Let's take a commercial now. We'll come back and we'll continue with this. Stay with us.
Shine. Want a world-class
Info.
All right, 29 minutes past 8, the morning crossfire still on Nigeria Info. My name is Ifeimi Andrew, and a former council chairman and the lawyer, Philip Okparaji, is with me in the studio. You must have followed the first half of the conversation. There are many with high hopes saying development will now improve in the local government councils because this money will be paid directly to the council chairman. In Rivers State, the money has always gone to the council chairman. None of them have complained, and I guess that's affirmed to the fact that while he was also a council chairman, the monies came to them directly. So the question is, this judgment might not really be doing anything too different in Rivers State because the council chairman have always held on to the monies. But had development improved at the time? So what should we expect now going forward that we have this judgment from the Supreme Court? Not to also mention some legal lacunas, constitutional lacunas that many will be pointing out to say, well, if this is going to work, we have several plethora of amendments to make to our constitution for this to be effective. Well, the first half of that conversation I'd try to deal with, does this improve development? And if you had followed my guest, well, you would have to give the answer yourself when we open the phone lines, or go on Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH and let us know if you think this will bring development based on what you have heard my guests say. Now, I'll come back to my guest so we wrap up that part and move on to the legal issues around it. Well, when you said 1 million, I wanted to disagree, but I said let's assume. Constitutionally, it is within it is among the duties of the councils to provide road infrastructure and maintain, importantly, road infrastructure. We've seen cases where it took the state government to start setting up road maintenance committees and road maintenance to maintain roads in local governments. So, if we, beyond paying salaries and, like you said, waste management, which in many councils in Rivers State today is also a problem. Oyigbo area is one. The waste is not something that you want to, you would smile about. There are many other places. Aside these things, where else does the money then go? Because you can't, we don't have idea to say this is what is received now, because perhaps the councils have not made that document public, and the discussion would be you have to apply to get it, and we don't know if you apply, how soon you would get it, to know how much each council receives. But I know that one time I was privy to a document, I think I had it on the show, that was trying to give us an idea of what some of the councils received as at 2023. It was 2023, 2022, I can't remember which of the year particularly, but it was way beyond 100 and something million. Like you said, that was for your time because of the COVID implications. We have some councils in Rivers State that are earning close to $1 billion and a little below $1 billion as the monies that they get on a monthly basis. So again, aside the other things you've mentioned, how come, what more should we be seeing that we have not seen? And how do we think that this judgment will not make us see those things, will not cause the councils to begin to do those things that will bring more development?
Well, I think it is not just all about embarking on projects. One thing we must all understand, at the local government level, there are security challenges. There are security challenges in terms of maintenance of law, orders, and ensure that your local government is actually you have a zero tolerance for insecurity and whatever crimes. So you see a lot of local government chairmen, most of the resources go into maintenance of security within their.
So how did the Query Council chairman do his? Because I think fair enough, he did. You would say that he did well. I mean, many have applauded him for his time as council chairman.
And I'll tell you, a lot of resources.
I'm talking of the former council chairman.
A lot of resources went into that. I'm telling you, a lot of resources went into that. I may not know how he did it, but I know for you to maintain security in within your locality, a lot of resources go into that. So it's not that the money that remains or whatever goes into. No, it doesn't go into the pocket of a chairman, because you must maintain security. You will not allow the security or insecurity within your area to overwhelm you.
So that's one thing that you say also collects chunk of the monies that come monthly.
Yeah, from the chairman.
All right.
So when you hear that, so amount of money comes, where is it going? You may not know the security implication, because, especially in my own area, you have federal infrastructure. You must maintain security. You must ensure that even non-indigenous coming into your locality are protected. So you must. So it's not just that, chairman is not doing, all the money is coming, all this. No. And at the same time, you must do empowerment. Because this is a political system. You must be able to carry the people along. You must carry them along. You must do empowerment to the people. Give them a sense of belonging. Because you must maintain the structure at the local government level.
All right. Now, let's look at the legality, because we don't have a lot of time.
Yes.
Certain provisions of the Constitution, Section 162,
Yes.
5 to 8, is one of those ones that have been raised, amongst many others. For you, where do we have constitutional lacunas, and how would they affect this judgment?
Like I said earlier, I said the judgment yesterday have thrown up what? A national debate. Because Supreme Court cannot smooth to amend the Constitution. Now look at Section 162, 5, 6, and 8. Let me just take 162, 5 or 162, 6. It said each state shall maintain a special account to be called State Joint Local Government Account. As the Constitution be amended to remove that section, it has not.
So it then means that if a
The
state
Constitution,
governor doesn't obey the judgment and is taken to court.
Now look at 5. 162.5. 162.5 says any amount standing to the credit of local government in the federation account shall be allocated directly to the state. And the Supreme Court is saying that direct fund to local government. But here, this section, the Constitution needs to be amended. And I've said it. If you look at top schedule, function of local government, look at 2. Under 2, you will see 2A, B, C, D. You will see it. Because they said the Constitution make provision for the local government and state. Well, ensure certain services are done. So you need to remove this. It is not just about democratically elected local government. You must look at the functions. Now you must look at 197. 197B. What does it say? Because people are just jubilating with the Supreme Court judgment yesterday, financial and political autonomy to the local government. That means INEC is going to conduct local government. The Constitution needs to be amended. These are what lawyers we are saying.
But going by what the judgment said, does that really mean INEC would now conduct elections?
It doesn't.
Because monies are now paid directly to local government.
It doesn't. But some people in the West are saying with that judgment. No, it doesn't. Because the Constitution needs to be amended.
What was said in the Constitution regard that?
197.
Yes.
Okay. 197 is the establishment of state bodies. And 197B, the establishment of state independent electoral commission.
While you bring that up, let me quickly
look at it. It's there.
Let me quickly draw the attention while you bring that up.
162.
I want us to read it out. So I want us to read it out. So if you can just help us get it out.
Okay.
While we wait on the listener to send us messages on WhatsApp 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416. Now, on Facebook, we had also asked you the question, with the judgment of the Supreme Court, do you think local governments will now begin to see improved development? Well, my guest says, over time, what the judgment is saying now has already been happening in Rivers State. So the question is, have we been seeing improved development in local government in Rivers State? And will this judgment enhance that? Umma Olebara from Owerri says, thanking the Supreme Court for giving justice to the masses this time around. Local government areas will now breathe fresh air and give new lease of life to the people at the grassroots. A visit to the third time will convince any doubting Thomas of the level of infrastructural decay. Godfrey Barivule Bakbo says it's a welcome development. This judgment alone has rescued local government from state government's captivity and will pave way for development in rural areas. Imagine when governor will force you to do his bidding, and if you fail to, he won't release funds to that particular local government. Amadi Wenenda says the states will still comply. Let's watch and see. Already, Adamawa State Governor is heading back to the Supreme Court. Okay, the states will still not comply. Precious Onwalozie says local government chairman will still embezzle those funds. The system is corrupt, and that's the problem. Which is another thing many have said. Like I still bring back the issue of Rivers State, where the money has already been going directly to the council chairman, regardless of this judgment or not. They've already been getting that money, and people have continued to question the development level of development across the various local government councils in the state. This judgment, according to this message from Precious, it says they are still going to embezzle those monies. So the question is, with this judgment across the country, do we really see improved development, or should we be concerned that it might just become more of a political situation where at the local government level we have chairmen that would now begin to see how they can, take advantage of certain political opportunity because of the funds that they now have access to?
I think
yes.
Okay. You want me to read 197?
Yes, let's hear the 197
okay,
if you're ready with it.
Before I'll just go in. 197 said, there shall be established for each state of the federation the following bodies, namely, let me just take B, State Independent Electoral Commission.
And that would be responsible for conduct
of the local government election. Has this constitution been amended? It has not been amended. By the judgment yesterday, where what we are saying, that when the form go directly to local governments now, directly from the federation account, is going to engender more development. So in Rivers State, we need to applaud the chairman. You can see there are physical developments. Irrespective of the period, there are physical development chairman can point at that, yes, we embark on this.
Now, the Supreme Court and the Constitution, because now this is an issue. Who do we follow?
Well,
who takes precedence? The Constitution of the land is saying something.
The Constitution of the land is the grand norm.
So wasn't the Supreme Court aware of the provisions of the Constitution of the land before issuing the judgment it did? And how do we then obey the judgment of the Supreme Court when we have the Constitution of the land negating some areas of that judgment?
I think what is going to happen, there are going to be amendment to certain aspect of the Constitution. There are going to be amendment to certain aspect of the Constitution to actually streamline and be in tandem with the judgment of the Supreme Court for financial and political autonomy.
Let's take a few calls now.
Government.
We'll come to the CTC area of it.
Okay.
Because you were once a caretaker chairman.
Yes.
So we'll come to that.
There is no fear about the CTC with the judgment in Rivers State. There is no fear about it. I told you, as of yesterday, one state have joined, 21 states in the federation are running caretaker committee.
There's the argument. Tell us if this is true. There's the argument that CTC is not cannot be equated to serving a term like a council chairman, because the constitution is elected.
We are aware that elected is for 3 years.
Yes.
But because of the exigency of the situation, you can appoint pending.
So if that is the case, a citizen should not be in that office for up to a term.
It's not up to 3 years.
But do we have that happen?
It's not up to
haven't we have that happened before?
It has not happened in Rivers State.
I'm not saying in Rivers State.
I may not know the state, but let me tell you. You see, by 5th of October, Rivers State is going to conduct local government election. By 16th of October, Plateau State, and I think few weeks from now, Delta State. The state are ready. They are ready to conduct local government election in compliance with the provision of the Constitution.
Let's start with Gift in Yenegua. Gift, good morning. Let's keep it simple, straight to the point. Okay, we lost the call from Gift. Gift, you might have to call back. 0817-923-0002. Promise from Gokana. Good morning.
Good morning.
Go on, please. Promise.
Now the way we are drifting our airtime this morning is right with you. Yes, good morning. The guest in the studio, having been a local government chairman and a city chairman, also give an insight. But I think, by my experience in River State, most of them cannot boldly come out to say that governor don't give them exact amount that is due them because of reality in policy. But has come to the point where we need to separate reality and governance. I am aware that prior to this time, where this joint account has been operated, governor takes a certain percentage from them. They cannot say otherwise because they were brought in by the same government. That which we believe this judgment will stop. Two, the second thing that affects the development at the local government is that if you are not loyal to the governor, you are sure that the next allocation will not come to you. So you must do the bidding of the governor. This judgment will also stop that loyalty that must pay to the governor because of your allocation. So even if they were receiving complete allocation from the governor, you are not sure of the next allocation if you're not staying loyal again. So this judgment will strengthen the democracy at the local government level because you are sure that as the governor is getting the allocations, you are getting the allocations. So you can sit down with your councillors and decide a project you can do. When it comes to the amount that local government receives.
But promise.
I disagree with you.
Promise, in River State, the council chairmen have never said that their monies were ever.
This is not in contention. We are all from River State. I don't expect to agree, but that is the truth.
All right, Promise, thank you. I think then you are not in the office.
Yes.
People are in the office are telling you that this is what happened. So, Uche Ken in Eche, let's hear you. Good morning.
Andrew, I've stayed here 7 minutes.
Oh, apologies.
Now, I think any constitution that needs to be amended does not take much time to be done. And I also think that some of the lawyers' interpretation is our problem. Is the lawyer not aware that caretaker committee is an aberration? I heard from him now that this is my first time of hearing that the council chairman receives allocation direct. And I want to ask him, why did they go to Jack in government house? Because once upon a time, I was a vice chairman. And I am aware that the council chairman goes to Jack in government house, not receiving the money direct to their own allocation from the federal government. We shouldn't come to interpret laws the way it favors us. There was a question asked here. What is the positive effect of the Supreme Court judgment? Andrew, I want to answer you. The council chairman will be held responsible in time of road construction. No longer doing market, town hall, and what have you. Because I am aware that the council chairman have always given a reason that this particular project is not for local government, but for state. Because state holds or withhold some of their locations.
Was that what was happening in your own local government? Is that what your chairman was telling you?
Hold on.
You have been a vice chairman.
Uche, let me ask a question, please. Uche, let me ask a question. Hold on, Uche, let me ask a question. You were a deputy vice chairman, so let me ask this question. Under the administration of former Governor Nyesom Wike, we heard him say that monies were paid to the council chairman. They were getting their monies. The state was giving them all their monies. Nobody was touching their monies. And the council chairman at the time all agreed to it and said yes, that they were all receiving their money. So if you're saying this now, does it mean that they were not telling the truth?
I asked a question.
No, answer what they are asking you first.
Hold on, Okparaji, please. I'm asking the questions.
I'm asking your guest now. He should answer.
He said while he was chairman, the state was giving them all their monies and nothing was being held.
Hello, Andrew.
Yes.
You said what?
He said at the time he was chairman, their monies were not being held by the state government. Their allocations were given to them in full.
No, the contention isn't that the money was held. He said that their money, their allocation was received direct. That is the contention here.
Okay,
I want him
All right.
Yes, their money they were receiving in full. We are not receiving allocation half.
So if they were receiving in
that is
full,
my
what is
position.
the difference in the same amount of money given to you in full by? Thank you very much, Usheken. By the way, we have to take other calls, so we can't go on. Perhaps I'll bring this back up later. Later, Barry from Bori, let's hear you. Good morning.
Good morning, it's me, Andrew.
Yeah, go ahead.
And good morning to your guest.
Good morning.
One thing I really want to advise is not to misinterpret the pronouncement of the Supreme Court. I just want to advise most of the lawyers that will come in because they would like to interpret it to their own understanding. But what I want to say is that from the Supreme Court pronouncement giving the local government financial autonomy, I, Comrade Leighton Barry Sunday, want to call on the National Assembly to, as a matter of urgency, with immediate alacrity, swing into action by amending the Nigerian Constitution to empower INEC to conduct local government elections, because henceforth they are going to start receiving direct allocation from the federal government, just as is about to begin in Rivers State. The National Assembly should swing into action by amending our Constitution to empower INEC to conduct this fresh local government election in Rivers State. Then, secondly, I want to advise, because the local government chairman, if they are opportune, should not misuse this opportunity given to them, because I want to advise that they should allow the payment of other health and all that. They should directly pay staff salaries and allow the state government to commence the way they were paying the salaries of teachers and other sectors in River State, so that they will not go there, see pompous that they've gotten the opportunity, be doing as they want.
All right,
so that
Barry.
is my advice. Thank you.
Samuel from Rimu Kalakbo, good morning.
Good morning, Andrew.
Yep, go on.
I want to ask a question.
All right.
The question is this: the money your guest is saying they are receiving in the various local government, I think I want to know how much they are receiving, so that even if this allocation also is coming direct to the local government also, so that we the people will still know how much this local government are receiving, so that we know how much they are receiving. We know we know how we hold them if they are not doing any project towards, or maybe towards the rural areas and the local government. At least let us know how much they are receiving, how much they are also going to receive from the federal, so that we know how we hold them accountable, so that we know what we are going to say. So this is money you are receiving.
All right,
you are
Samuel.
You are not doing project for all the whole world connected to the local government. That is what I want to just add.
Thank you very much. And I think, Samuel, that's a candid one. We need to have these documents need to be made public.
It's a public
and
document.
easily accessible. No, not you go and they tell you apply.
It's a public document.
Are you saying there's a
With
site?
the Freedom of Information, with the Freedom of Information Act.
Hold on.
It's
Is
a
there a
public document.
site any Rivers person can go onto now for any local government? Log in and see how much was paid to the local government.
You can even log into the federation account. You can log in.
No, I'm not talking of the federation account. I'm talking of Rivers
Because from
State.
the federation account, you know what is coming directly to local
Mr. Okparaji, no. In Rivers State here that we are, is there a site? I'm not talking go to secretariat and then submit letter and apply to get document to know. Is there something I can just go online, not federation account, from the state or the local government directly and see how much was paid to them?
Then you can go to Minister of Local Government Affairs.
That's the same thing we're saying. Do we have to go to the ministry
So
and
when
apply? Can't we get it online? Is that information we can find online?
It's online. You can get it from the federation
state, a website that is run by the local government council. Or any of the council chairmen have never thought about having a website where people can access information for the various councils.
But we think it's not a secret document. It's a document that comes from federal government. It's a document that you can access from the state, from the Minister of Local Government. You can go there and access. And I think Federation account has a website.
All right.
Which you can access.
Okay.
And let me even say it for the last person who said the Constitution, because with the judgment and what we have read in 162, the Constitution needs to be amended in tandem with the judgment of the Supreme Court. Because, see, lawyer can interpret it because the Constitution has not been amended. Section 162, 5, 6, 7, and 8. It's here. Supreme Court, what the Supreme Court said yesterday is supreme. Is the final court of the land. They said, join local government account is unconstitutional, is unlawful, but the Constitution needs to be amended so that it can be in tandem with the judgment of the Supreme Court.
All right, Mr. Okparaji, thank you very much. That's how we wrap things up this morning. Thank you for your time. My name is Ifeemi Andrew. We already said a few things about that. Stay tuned for the commercials and then the one.
Brother.